Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another edition of the Mailbag. This one's a little bit different. It's special. It's War Z stuff only. And I want to thank Karma for the graphics edition here, and Bodil. Bodil did part of it. Karma did the bottom portion of it, and it looks really good. You know, stepping my game up here. So, anyway, I'm taking a message this time that's from outside of YouTube. Now, this is not like an encouragement, send me stuff outside of YouTube. It's going to be very rare that I do this, but this one comes from outside of YouTube. And it's about the development diary for the War Z. And so we've got some new things here to talk about. You know, if you look here, we've got, well, let me see here. We've got some stuff of, well, they're addressing server hopping. And now let me read to you some of this. We're approaching this issue by handling the player's position on a per-server basis. You will always retain your location on a server that you logged out on. However, if you switch servers, you'll be moved to a random location near the last location on the previous server. Okay, so what this means is that, okay, let me first explain the issue for those of you who don't know. The issue is that let's say that I have my character and I'm logged out at some spot, let's say a police station, where commonly you can find some weapons and stuff. And so I'm logged out there, and all I'm doing is logging back in, seeing if there's anything that's spawned in the room, and logging right back out again. And if there is something, I pick it up and I log back out again. I don't move anywhere. I don't alert any zombies. The only time that it's an issue that you know, you're being attacked by zombies is if they happen to be in the room whenever you spawn in there, or you know, there happens to be another player in there whenever you spawn. But people are mining this for weapons, armor, you know, all kinds of stuff. And in fact, I've done it a few times myself. I'm not 100% opposed to the idea, but I'm not 100% for the idea either. And but there's a lot of people who think that it's kind of unfair and not in the spirit of gameplay. And I happen to agree. It's not in the spirit of gameplay. You know, you should be having to go around and find the stuff. And you know, in a massive multiplayer role-playing game, most typically you would, even if you switched servers, you would be at a completely different location on the other server. In fact, you would have a different character there altogether. And the War Z allows you to take your character from server to server to server. And so it sets up this situation where it can be abused. Even though I wouldn't call the people who are doing it hackers or exploiters or anything like that. They're just using the game mechanics to their advantage. So here's how they're dealing with it. When you log out on, say, server 1, it remembers your exact location, and if you log in there in 5 minutes or in an hour or the next day, you log in the same place that you were. If you logged out and then logged into server 2, it's going to log you in the general vicinity of where you were. And so if you were at the police station, let's say that, you know, let's just say you were at the police station and you log out in one of the back cells. Well, from what I'm reading here, what's going to happen is that when you log in, you may appear in the front room, you may appear, you know, next to the building outside of it, you may appear across the street, you know, kind of in the general vicinity. And so you could actually worry about actually spawning in the middle of the street or something like that, and a whole bunch of zombies coming at you right when you appear. Now, something that we've been using, especially in the live streams, you see us do it, we talk about going to a low-pop server whenever we're crossing really dangerous areas. And the dangerous area would be the precipice of the safe zone. And so if we're on a high-pop server and we're trying to get to the safe zone. There's a lot of people that camp the safe zone borders. And so, Stop! Listen, you're messing up my video. All this talking? Yeah. You know, cats can't make up their mind. The second you let them out, they want right back in again. So what we commonly do is we'll go to we're in a high pop server, and let's say, we're out at the town next to it and we got to run into there, and we'll go to a low pop server, we'll run through, and then, do your stuff in the safe zone, come back out on another low pop server, and then we will, then switch to the high pop server. So now, I'm assuming that one of the tactics is going to be to log out in the forest, and so that when you log out in the forest, you'll be able to, do this thing of getting past stuff, which maybe this is totally in violation of the spirit of what they're trying to do. I don't know, but you'll appear back in that forest somewhere, and you can run through the safe zone precipice. You get all the way into the safe zone. If you log out and then you log back in again, you'll probably appear in the vicinity of the safe zone again, somewhere inside, especially if you're in, say, the center of it. So, anyway, that's probably what we'll do. Once this goes into effect, I'll play with it a little bit and try it, see how it works out. So, anyway, it always remember the last location you were on a server. And so what that means too is that if you went to server, you were at server 1 and you went to server 2 and it puts you somewhere else in the area, then if you logged out of there and went into server 3, it will put you somewhere else in the area again relative to the position you were on server 2. So that should be fine. And it says here, which I think that the time period is a little bit short, but it says here that 10 minutes will lock in your position when you go to a new server. So if you logged out for 10 minutes, then it'll be a new server. And Kook and Johnny and you guys, if you're watching, let me just give you this food for thought. You're just gonna shoot me for this, but so let's just say I am item farming, and 10 minutes is just not enough, dudes. I'm item farming. It should be more like 2 hours. And here's why. Because I log out at the police station, I go to my next character, and I log in wherever he's at. And then I get his stuff, log him out, go to the next character. By the time I am all the way back up to my first character, it has been greater than 10 minutes. And so, in effect, I can bypass that wait period if I am doing this with multiple characters. So, anyway, just throwing that out there, I think that the time period should be longer. And I would advocate for an hour, and I would not think that 2 hours was unreasonable. And it'll just be one of the difficulties of the game that when you log in, there's risk. And there should be risk all the time with the game. So that should be that way. Okay, let's go on to the next thing here, which they're talking about, which is leaderboards. And so they have a variety of leaderboards listing the top 2,000 people. It's a kind of a no-brainer. So here is what the leaderboards will look like, and there's by experience, survived time, zombies killed, survivors killed, bandits killed, heroes, villains, and self-explanatory. I don't expect that I will appear on any of these because they don't have a how many times have you died listing. How often you die. My character has died 50 times. I don't know. I'm just saying, because I'm just that bad. So the next item here is Toxicity. When a zombie hits you, there's a chance you will be infected. Oh my god! these whole inoculation things are now going to become part of the game. And once infected, your toxicity level will increase at a varying speed depending on your level of infection. As the infection spreads through you, you'll begin to lose health, slowly at first, then rapidly as the toxicity takes hold, until you find a cure or die. Using vaccines will stave off or cure infection. Bottom line, don't get bit. I like it. I think that sounds great. That sounds really great. Reputation. Okay. Let's see here. There's 6 levels on each side of the spectrum, ranging from Constable to Paragon, Thug to Villain. Early levels of these will be relatively easy to get, but the higher ranks will be quite difficult. I have one thing to say here, and that is, how do you tell a civilian from a bandit when you're looking at them? You know, without knowing that, these mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing unless we can. So, because how do you tell? You don't even know what their name is, you know? Unless I'm missing something here, which I suppose I could be. So, let's see. Killing lawmen and civilians earns you negative points, pushing you further down the bandit tree. If you aren't careful and continue killing, you'll end up with a label of outlaw or higher. Once you cross this boundary, the only way to redeem yourself is to create a new character. Conversely, a lawman who changes his colors will be severely penalized for killing another lawman and civilians and will quickly lose his ranks if he is not careful, sliding quickly into the bandit tree. Okay, so again, not fair, not okay to put this in unless we can identify whether or not the person is what they are. You need to know whether they're neutral, good, or bad. Simple as that. Doesn't necessarily have to be to varying degrees. But how are you going to do that? I mean, is it going to be when I put you in my sights that you have this glow around you that shows the color? Are we going to have names popping above the heads? How are we going to take advantage of that? So, the nameplates. Yes, well... So it's something that that I'll be interested in finding out what. Let's see here. Okay, art updates. Woohoo! Let's look at the art. They wanted to give us insight into some of the stuff that's going on with the art, building exteriors, also interiors, and creating more furniture every day. Russian Caliber and his team. Yes. Okay, let's look at this stuff because this stuff is actually pretty good. Now, this I'm sure is in ultra mode, and given some of the stuff that we've seen in the past for screenshots and everything, my hope is that this is an actual game screenshot, because we've seen some beautiful stuff in the past that was not in-game screenshots, and that is what we want to see. So here's an interior, and then another interior with furniture and everything. Ooh, won't that be funny? Are you gonna step when you're running through there and you come across that dishwasher? Are you going to trip over the lid being open, or will you step on the lid and break it? You know, I ask that question at my house all the time. Our dishwasher at home is so inappropriately placed, it is crazy. So, anyway, that is the whole meal deal for what this development diary for today, and. So I'm looking forward to these changes in the game, and I think that will be a lot of fun. So anyway, I think that we're on the right track. This is all very positive news. This isn't the normal stuff of firefighting. This is a normal update. You know, giving us some of the information that we've been looking for, some of the new stuff into the game. I'm not seeing a lot of hype around it. I'm not seeing a lot of defensiveness around it, and I just want to say that that looks pretty great to me, because this isn't about our feelings and who's upset or pissed off or whatever. This is about improvements to the game, and I approve of this list of improvements. I just want to know who I'm shooting, because as it is right now, I shoot everyone. If that makes me a bandit, fine. I won't have to worry about it too much if I'm going to be a bandit. But if I want to be a lawman, how is it that I know who it is I'm shooting? I just want to know. So anyway, thanks for watching this episode. If you're watching this live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I got more content coming up. If you're watching this on YouTube, well, a little later today, Saturday, this is appearing Saturday morning, a little later today, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MarkyDragon. We have live gameplay most all day of War Z. The clan will be out killing everybody in sight, even the lawmen. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care. Now that you've made it this far, can I interest you in another video? In the upper left right there, I am building a custom gaming computer. In fact, it's the computer that I use to record my gameplay. I get awesome frame rates. When I'm not recording, I commonly get 60 to 80 to 90 frames a second. But when I'm recording gameplay, and if you are someone who's recording gameplay, you could still get 30 to 40 frames a second even while recording gameplay. And for those of you who have actually tried recording gameplay, you know that that's important and that that's hard to do. So this that series of building my computer is not for people who really know what they're doing. It's for people who have never built a computer before, and because I go through every detail, all long and drawn out for someone who knows what they're doing, and we all learn a few things along the way. In the upper right is War Z, and that's gameplay that I filmed on that machine. So right there you can see I'm taking out all the zombies that are coming at me. It looks like we're in Smallville right there. Smallville is a great town to try and hold and just kick everybody's ass. So much fun. On that particular video, you can see that we got 100 player kills and 2 hackers. We do these Saturday sessions where we try and hold these different towns and see how many players we can kill. Not zombies, players we can kill. And have a great time doing it. Do that with our clan, and there can end up being just a couple of us on the live stream or a dozen of us. We have a really great time. In the lower left, that is one of the live shows where Roman, Russian Caliber, called in. He's the art director of the War Z, and he decided to let us know what the current status of things are, what they're working on, what's important to them, and talk about the artwork in the game. And then, the lower right, that is a hacker who has a personal message for Sergey, the CEO or the president or the leader of the War Z. I'm not sure what his title is, but he believes that Sergey should be punished for taking our money and providing us the game in the state that it's in. And in fact, he is so upset about it that he is actually hacking the servers, bringing them down. Right there we're talking about when he took servers down one afternoon, and he threatens to take down servers again, which is in a follow-up video to that. And he proves how he's done it. And so it's an evil, evil world out there. And I can't agree with somebody wanting to hack the servers and take them down. In fact, it makes all of us players lose access to the game, but he really wants to punish Sergey, and so there we have it. You get to hear everything that's on his mind, how he's taking the servers down, and why he's doing it. Enjoy this music on the way out. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.